guys, when you go out of town, do you pick up patterns? Well, guess what? During spring break, while I was in Georgia, I went ahead and picked up some patterns at Joann. So if that's some content you would like to see, please continue to watch. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video I'll be sharing with you those patterns. It's not many, it's 5 that I picked up while I was on spring break. Now it's been almost 2 weeks, okay, since I recovered from the spring break festivities. Now, if you missed my video on who I met during spring break, you know, when I was in Augusta, Georgia, I'm going to drop that link down in the description box below, but also put that video up on the screen so you're able to see it. You guys know I met my friend Mo from Sketch Some Mo while in Augusta, Georgia. I also traveled to Brunswick, Georgia as well. So it was a ride. It was an adventure for sure. But before we get started, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. Hello, Ciao, Guten, Aloha, Hola, Konnichiwa, Gwaan, Sabonani, Shalom, Bonjour, Terve. If you are returning, you guys know what to do. Quick snack, something to drink, and grab your notebook so we could go ahead and keep this video short and sweet. I'm going to give you all the deets and the news that you can use on this video. So without further ado, guess what? Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so you guys, I picked up five patterns. Now, if you missed my video previously, when I talked about how I spent 3 hours in Joann's, and you're like, you only picked up 5 patterns and you only spent 3 hours in Joann's. Here's the thing. So I only picked up 1 pattern from the Joann's in Augusta, Georgia. I picked, and that 1 pattern was not for me. All right. I picked up 5 patterns on my way back, still during the McCall's and Nomi sale. That's going on. When you're seeing this, it's way past the sale. I'm just going to put that out there. So McCall's and Nomi's are not on sale during the recording of this video. All right. So, today would be the last day of the sale, but when you're seeing this video, because I got to edit it, everything, it's no longer, on sale. If it is, I'll put it up on the screen. All right. But, on my way back from, Augusta, Georgia, we stopped in Brunswick, Georgia, and these patterns were in the pattern drawer. Now, I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to even tell you. I'm just going to show you what I picked up, and I picked up 5. Now, they have a lot. So if you are central to Brunswick, Georgia, they have a lot of oldie but goodie patterns in the drawer. However, because I only went in with $20, I could only pick up 5 patterns. All right, we're not going to even talk about that, but I talked about how I go in these stores with cash. All right, yes, I could have used my debit card, but like I said, I'm strictly picking up patterns for collections I'm either doing or something like that, and I can see myself sewing within the next 5 years. I am actually going to purchase more PDFs to where I could, you know, save those instead of just completely just keep buying paper patterns. To each his own, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about it. So let's start with the first pattern. So the first pattern is a Melissa Watson pattern. It is McCall's 8122. This pattern right here. Now this one is like a Mrs. Vest. I like this pattern, and you guys know I'm doing a bright spring collection. I'm not saying I'm gonna put this in there, but I can see actually sewing this up for the summertime this year. The reason why I picked this up is because, one, it's a vest. You know, I could see myself wearing this vest. I'm going to put all the pattern and the pattern pieces up on the screen so you do not have to ask. But I could definitely see myself wearing this during the summertime to different places. Pair some jeans with it, pair some flats, some wedges, and some heels with this pattern as well. The fabric suggestion would be wool blends, wool flannels, gabardine, or even wool crepe. Now me, I actually have a gabardine in my stash right now that I could use for this pattern. You also will need some lining for this. You will need buttons for your notions for this one, and optional shoulder pads. You guys know I do not do shoulder pads for any of the patterns that I do. It's just because my shoulders you know, it slopes a little bit. So let's just be real with that. I'm not putting shoulder pads in mine, but this is a advanced to sew pattern. Now, before you ask me, Rochelle, I got that pattern, would you do a sew along? I'm gonna put it like this. Like, if you guys notice, like, my sew alongs have been kind of like second to none. Like, they have been put on the back burner here lately, but you guys, I am working on a lot of sew alongs behind the scenes. That's why you're gonna see kind of like the videos dropping off a little bit, sorry to say. We will be going to probably about 2 videos a week because my work schedule at work is preventing me from actually doing a 3rd video like I've been doing each week. So I'm gonna be scaling back just a little bit. I'm still gonna bring you content, and I still want to keep the same days, but I'm gonna have to probably pull one of those days off or do every other, like Thursday or something like that. But this pattern is McCall's 8122. Next pattern I picked up, still kind of like in that blazer situation. It is 8140. So this pattern, there's someone who actually made this pattern. I don't want to say the incorrect name. I think it was So Much Jazz, but I can't remember honestly. So I think it was So Much Jazz. If it was So Much Jazz, I'll put the picture up on the screen and her handle up on the screen as well. I think it was So Much Jazz, but I could be wrong. But this is 8140, and this one is a Mrs. Dress and Belt, but it is kind of like a blazer dress, which is why I like it. But in terms of fabric, you could use crepe, wool blends, brocade, jacquard, and you will need some lining fabric. Now I have some brocade, actually I have like tons of brocade that I picked up when I was in Qatar. I also already told you the shop and everything on my Qatar video that, whoa, I think I dropped that video in like 2019, 2020, before the pandemic. So with that being said, I've been having that jacquard fabric in my stash almost 5 years, okay? Actually, it's been 5 years because the last time to Qatar was 2019. So with that being said, I think it's time for me to pull it out, wash it, and do what I do with this fabric. So that's what I plan on doing, probably using a brocade or the jacquard that I actually have in my stash. In terms of notions, you will need 7 snaps if you do view A and 7 3/4 inch buttons if you are doing B or C. This is an average to sew pattern. For me, I like view A for the puffy sleeves, but I also like something settle as well, which would be your view B. But of course, I would extend it to make it to my knee so I'm able to wear to work as well. All right, but this is 8040. Next pattern I picked up was 8141. This is just a Mrs. Dress. This is an average to sew pattern. I don't think I've seen anyone, I did not search Instagram before I started doing this video, but I don't think I've seen anyone with this pattern, well, have sewn up this pattern. But what I like 2 things. South Florida Frocktail is going on, and I know I don't have time to do this dress, but if I was making this dress for South Florida Frocktail, I would do view A with the bow. But also, Atlanta Frocktail is going on next month in the month of May. So I could definitely see myself either doing view B or view A on this dress. All right, so I actually picked this up for the South Florida Frocktail, even though I am going, but this is not the pattern that I'm using. I have to do something easy because it's a week away and your girl do not have the pattern cut. So the recording of this video is the day before Easter, March 30th. All right. But like I said, the fabrics you can use is Shea Muse, crepe back satin, crepe. You're gonna need some lining fabric. You're also gonna need at least a 12-inch invisible zipper. If you're thinking about purchasing in bulk, I did a video on Amazon. Well, regarding my Amazon bulk ordering, is it worth purchasing in bulk? I'm gonna say yes. On Amazon, absolutely yes. I picked up tons of zippers, so I should have every single color in my stash, all right? And if you do view B, you're gonna need 6 1/2-inch buttons as well. It's an average to sew pattern, but once again, it's 8141. The next pattern that I picked up is 8152. Now I also picked up this pattern for South Florida Frocktail, but this one could also easily transition into the summer garden, which is the theme for Atlanta Frocktail. I'm going to both of them, by the way. So I like A and B for this one, but C would also be great to do as well. I'm only 5'6", and yes, I'm saying only simply because I have seen some people who are so much taller than me, like in the 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", and y'all make me look short. But then when you guys see my photos on Instagram or even here on YouTube, you guys be like, your photos make you look really, really tall. Thank the person who actually takes my photos, which is my daughter. She makes me look tall, but your girl is only 5 feet 6 inches. Okay. All right. But this is #Pearl McCall's. I didn't say what the other ones are, but it is what it is. But this one is an average to sew pattern. You can use, I would say you would want to use kind of like really good fabric, like your Shangtog, your Dupani, I think is how you say that. Poplin, taffeta, basically a silky print fabric for this one as well. You will need at least a 10-inch invisible zipper for view A, which is the crop top. And then if you are doing view B, you're going to need horsehair braid. Okay, so if you have never worked with horsehair braid, you could definitely check YouTube, okay, and find a video where someone can teach you how to do this in horsehair braid. All right, but that is 8152 for this pattern. And the last pattern that I picked up is 8201. This one right here. I know Delila from Delila, I think it's simply Delila 1. She did this when we collaborated, I want to say about 2 years ago. I think it was in 2022 when we collaborated on #SoMuchColor. It was black. And she did Kelly from Saved by the Bell. And this, I believe this is the pattern that she did, if I remember correctly. Now for me, because I'm making this for work, I'm going to extend it and do view C on this pattern. But yeah, I thought this was kind of like an easy, simple top. It's an average to sew pattern, by the way. But you can use, in terms of fabric, crepe, gauze, cotton, georgette. You're going to need some lining. That's weird. For this one. But in terms of notions, you're going to need some elastic that goes at the bottom of the, for A, B, or C, that's all views. You're going to need some elastic around the upper portion of the neck, as well as the lower casing around the waist for this one. But other than that, this is an elastic only pattern. But those are all the patterns that I picked up during this little spring break vacation that, you know, we went to Georgia for. So I was super excited to actually just get some time away from, I love Florida, don't get me wrong, but I feel like 2 to 4 days away from your house and just reconnect with your partner, your babe, your husband, you know, whatever you want to call each other. I thought it was like super good to do that. I know a lot of the times when I'm out of town, it's just kind of like me. It's not necessarily like the whole family, but lately, we're starting to do that more often, at least once a quarter, go somewhere outside of just Florida because Florida is a big state. We normally just kind of just go do a outing in Florida, but we're starting to do more outside of Florida as well. Well, that's it for this video. Those are all the patterns that I picked up during my spring break vacation to Georgia. But if you like any of these patterns, and I don't know, if I end up doing anything for the summer, it's going to be these two patterns. It's going to be 8122 or 8140. I'm not saying I'm going to do a sew along, but just stay locked just in case I decide to, or show some behind the scenes like I tend to do so with some of the pattern reviews that I have going on as well. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And if this video was educational, inspiring, and fun, please do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe button. Also smash that notification bell so you are notified every time your girl uploads a new video. So I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, keep sewing.
Like a bag of money I'm on. They wanna know what I'm on. Got diamonds dancing on my neck. That is the vibe I'm on. Drip way too lit. Who gon' check? You can tell me none. Boss mode in effect and my money long. If you ain't talking money, don't talk to me. I be We over here where the bosses be. Pockets on thick, cause I eat my greens. Way too hot, 3,000 degrees. No pictures, please. Cameras flashing, I'm VIP, I'm a big